morning.
Morning.
One of the things that I just really was fascinated about your presentation just now on stage was the fact that you're really taking a look at how the workflow of content is coming through your system to the consumer, to the viewer. In that, what was fascinating is how you've got some redundancies and then you're able to actually offload so it keeps the system flowing versus some bottlenecks that can come into play. And what we're deathly afraid of is having the IP broadcast not be as great as the linear broadcast. So from a linear resilience, or IP resilience in this case, how are you approaching that today? And is that going to be part of your vision for what television will be in the next 3 years?
So the approach I just presented was to really spend money.
We love spending money.
Yeah, indeed. So, and as I mentioned, it's expensive because everything is doubled. So we have full one-for-one redundancy. So we have essentially two things to do one thing, but they're both active. And but the fact is that by doing that and splitting it across multiple sites with geographical level resilience and separation, it just makes it almost bulletproof. And it does, I think, approach the resilience of a linear TV. So that, I think, is the key to have redundant and replaceable systems that can fail and not impact the viewer, and also separate out operations. So we encode at one site, we transcode at another, so we don't have an encode transcode in one location again. So that just separates out the resilience across different sites. So that makes more sense.
And is that what you're seeing, this hybrid vision going forward, that linear and OT will coexist together?
I think so. In fact, you could look at the very next, or maybe the end game of the evolution of the simulcast platform is to collapse everything into a unified head end. So you'd have systems that will generate satellite feeds, digital terrestrial feeds, and also the OTT feeds. So right now, there's a strong demarcation between the linear equipment and the OTT side.
There is.
Yeah, so if that could collapse back, and some vendors are quite close at the moment.
You opened up a door, because that kind of opens up the opportunity for many to be able to have that unified system.
Exactly.
And I can't think of it, nor am I looking to have you name anyone, but that is an opportunity to be able to evolve what you're delivering, as well as the audience evolution, to having their comfort levels still realized of having their linear broadcasting and news and sports, but yet I'm done with that. I want to go over to this on-demand programming.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
You know, and you're finding that the vendors are starting to step up and see that unification take place?
Definitely, yes. So there are vendors right now that will have, along with the traditional linear outputs, they will have an IP-based output. So that is coming. Of course, I think it needs to evolve a bit more. I think that it's not quite there at the moment, because what we do is fairly specialized, and not all the features we use for OTT to drive ad replacement may be available in a current linear unified head end. So there's still some work to do, but time will tell. It's very easy to transplant this technology into a unified system.
Yeah, but you just said something. It's quite easy. You know, I mean, that's because you've had the experience of being able to move that forward, as well as, you know, there's, I don't know, the other 80% of the market or the industry is like just realizing it. You've been testing that for some time and helped leading that charge towards that unification.
Yeah, and there has to be buy-in from the manufacturer. So some manufacturers may not want to implement the full sort of systems that we do in OTT. As I said, the current systems are fairly basic. So maybe that's what manufacturers want. And to add extra functionality is obviously a cost to the manufacturer as well. So
you're absolutely right. It's it also lessens their product offering out in the marketplace, so it lowers their revenue. So there's always a reluctancy when that takes place, because it's a combined effort. And if everybody did it, then that would, you know, be a considerable drop. Which brings me to that kind of cooperation and competitive question. Where do you see things going at this time, and opening up your discussion like this today? I think was really eye-opening with what you're doing to many in the industry. Are you embracing cooperation and competitive interests?
I think that's in everybody's benefit to do that, to share information. So a lot of we're doing with these, like the DVB group.
DVB's group is very good.
It's sort of a coalition of broadcasters that are like-minded, and we sort of share our views, and from that you can get a harmonised sort of decision as to what things should look like. So we share our learnings, and we learn from other suppliers' learning.
And that's the way the industry's always gone when it comes to technical support groups. Everyone's very open on those discussions. It's at that next level when it comes to licensing and combination and platforms that it's all there. Everybody has the same content and everybody's sending it to the same devices. Where is there a unified, to take that kind of example back, to be able to deliver it? You've really been eye-opening for me today, so thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.